gonna have a huge game.
You see this Shams tweet? Speaking of, now that we're all
Are
getting
we just firing off right away with basketball, Drew?
No. I just we're COVID procedural experts here. I'm digging into the what is it? Is it the Cotton Bowl that Georgia Michigan is? JT Daniels, does he need? Is it 10 days flat? Is it a multiple negative tests? What's the rule? You need to know these things. You need to be an expert in the rules that these sports leagues are coming up with out of their ass. We need to now be experts in this.
Maybe I just won't bet college football.
Well, the NBA one is hysterical. Fully vaccinated G League players who are being called up amid COVID surge must register 5 consecutive negative tests before joining NBA team activities. All right.
So yeah, we had the
5.
Saints,
okay?
Saints game followed by the Vikes game, followed by the Browns game, followed by the Vikes Bears game.
When was the last good football game you watched?
Yeah, the last good football game, and sad for me, the last good football game was probably Packers Ravens, because there was some drama at the end and it lost me money. Before think about the afternoon slate. The Giants were never competitive. Mm-mm. The Jets Dolphins was a pillow fight. The Cardinals didn't show up. The Panthers barely showed up. The Titans Steelers was embarrassing, really, for both them. Somebody won that game. I think Ben Solik or somebody tweeted that, like he had some stats. He's like, I can't believe a team won this game. Texans Jaguars. That's not something we can write home about. No. The Falcons should have made a game of it. Never did. The Packers game was okay, and really, Philly's been driving a little bit here and there. And
qualitatively, we're going to be able to put Week 15 down in the books as one of the worst of all time, just in terms of quality of product, and that's not good. Because we're at the business end of the season, things should be much cleaner than they are.
Yeah, the term mid-season form implies quality.
No, form is what it is, and right now the NFL's form is piss poor. I don't know any other way to describe it. Yeah, I mean these 2 games tonight.
These are rough hangs.
These are rough hangs. There's 2 on at the same time, and we couldn't get one good one. Although I will tell you what, the Dallas Goedert kickflip pick was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, that was weird.
His reaction to it, where he's just trotting, he doesn't even have any semblance of a clue that he popped that up in the air and that it got picked, was hysterical. It's
Hurts
been
just scored.
Oh, there you go. Nice. It's been a weird couple of games. Let's talk about the first one here.
Yeah, so all right, so Hurts just scored. They have an extra point to make it 10-10 here. Russell Wilson still doesn't look great. He's been sacked a couple times. Stafford has had some, the pick wasn't great. He otherwise been okay. The fact that
that was a bad pick, though. Was that his fault?
Yeah. The running game isn't great. They've run 14 times for 33 yards. So that's...
What do you think of the run-pass splits in terms of what they're asking their team to do?
So I haven't watched that game as much. I don't know what the sequencing looked like. I'm looking at some drives now. I just know
it's been pretty bad.
When the Rams get like this, it doesn't get better. They don't just come out of this funk. And a couple of these drives have ended in some unique ways, I guess. The Seahawks are just not good. The Rams are absolutely playing down. The interception, they were moving. They had gone 40, 50 yards at that point. The field goal.
They were going to get a field goal. See, this is the thing. They were going to get the Rams should probably have 6. I think they were going to get a field goal in the drive where they had the turnover.
Yep.
They were going to get a field goal in the drive where they had the sack that took them out of field goal range. And they didn't deserve the 3 points that they got when the guy tried to block the punt at the beginning. So it's been a weird one there. Seahawks, on the other hand, have had zero life or zero interest really in generating offense in this game. They've been making some very questionable calls as always. My favorite was the the screen pass directly into the arms of Aaron Donald. Not sure why that was the decision to go with that route if you're Russell Wilson. And when you see it's obviously blown up, but that's fine.
Never a great pass to throw.
The Seahawks are 1 of 5 on third downs in this game. To the surprise of no one, they've punted every time they've had a fourth down. And they have 19 plays for the Seahawks to 36 for the Rams. 9 minutes of possession for the Seahawks to 21 for the Rams. The funny thing is, this is like kind of what happened when the Seahawks played the Washington football team, right? It was like this huge imbalance of time. And then at the end, they just had some Russ YOLO ball.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be like this is not bettable in the second half, guys. Like it's an NFC West game. You take the dog, you turn the game off, you check the score afterwards, and
I think we go Seahawks team total over.
Whew. That's a call. I'm
willing. One of two things, because either the Rams score and then you get Russ YOLO, or the Seahawks score and you get your over.
So what is the total here?
It's going to be like 11, right?
I don't know. These go
not
to
quite
11. Ooh, a little run back from Washington here. Nice little run back.
They're trying to make it they're trying to give us an entertaining product here.
$1.20 left, and they got up to the 50. I don't know what you heard about me. We are looking at a 7.5 minus 20 to the over. Do we think the Seahawks can get a touchdown?
Yes.
And a little bit more.
Yes.
BetOnline is hanging a over 7. So you want Seattle Seahawks over 7.5 points.
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
I said it's unbettable. I'm just going to bet whatever you bet.
But if you don't agree with me, you can.
No, I can see it. Like they moved nicely on that. So the drive that they got the field goal on, it kind of stalled at the end. But like the play calling was okay there. They went to Dallas right away. It looks like one of the first downs he got sacked on, but it was a pass. It was going to be a pass. So I mean, they're passing on first down a little bit. I think they're realizing like the shit in the first few drives wasn't there. 7 plays for 23 yards, 3 plays for negative 10 yards, 3 plays for 4 yards. And truthfully, that one started with a pass.
We've had a handful of rough penalties that have really kind of derailed the Seahawks of ever getting any kind of offense.
Yeah, that's what happened there. So first and 10 on the drive before that, they ran on first down, but then got a penalty. In 1st and 20, they did throw. The drive before that, they ran on 2 out of the 3 first downs, but did pass once to Everett. And I mean, they're not running on every single first down. That makes me a little hopeful. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Over 7.5.
Yep. Seattle scores first and then never scores again. Let's just sweat it.
That's happened before. I think that happened with the Bears one time. Do you remember that one? Was it Bears Vikings last year? Nick Foles. They got the run back. CPAT for the Bears almost ran back the touchdown, a kickoff return for a touchdown, and we had over 7.5, and that was the only score.
I think that sounds like something.
Remember that?
It sounds like something I would have erased out of my memory. That sounds gross. I don't know that.
I didn't remember that one actually. That was when we were in a bad way. At that time, in halftime picks. This is Monday, November 16th.
We were like 0 for 7. We had like a really bad stretch.
Monday, November 16th. We were mired in a bad stretch. Chicago Bears, Cordero Patterson, 104-yard kickoff return in the second half. We had over 7.5 team total for the Bears. And then it proceeded to go the entire rest of the third and fourth quarter without the Vikings scoring a point. Even the last play of the game there was a Tyler Bray had a chance, right?
The nice part is these games started an hour and 20 minutes earlier. So at least I'm not up at like 11 watching my team, watching a team bottle it. I bet this. actually bet this. I'll tell you when I don't. Usually, I'm not just this is a play, but I'm not all on it. So I put a few shekels on this. You're my ride or die.
All right, let's get it.
Is that like a? I don't know if that has to be a lover. I think that can also just be an acquaintance or a friend.
Sure, of course.
I believe I've only heard it in Lana Del Rey songs.
You're an LDR guy?
I just think she's so pretty.
LDR stan?
I like some of her earlier stuff.
I saw Lana Del Rey perform live at the Hollywood Bowl. It was quite a show. Ooh. She was excellent.
Yeah, she's got nice pipes.
You know who else performed in that show? Hole. Courtney Love was there. Hole opened for Lana at the Hollywood Bowl.
I'd see
Great
Hole.
show. Oh, hey, Hole was great. I've seen Hole multiple times.
Warren Buffett says, and I trust this guy. I've been to Omaha, lovely town. Over in the Eagles-Washington football team. Well, we'll see what the number is, I guess.
I'm not against that. Certainly, it's been a fluky game to this point.
It's halftime there.
All right, let's break that one down.
10-10, Washington. All right, so we're sitting pat. We have over 7.5 team total. We're sitting on that. We're happy with it. And we're moving on to Washington. This is a weird vibe having two games. But yeah, the Washington, anyone who parlayed both games tied at halftime, congratulations. That would have paid about 14-1, I guess. I have no idea. I mean, what would draw at halftime would be like what? 3-1? 3-1, 4-1?
4-1. For these two games, 7-point favorites? Yeah, 4-1.
4-1. So double draw would have paid probably about 24-1.
Yeah,
then.
That's about right. Yeah, I think that's correct. I'll give you exact price while you break down what you've seen in Washington.
I'm going with 20. I'm going with 24-1.
I saw.
You go find those prices. The juices are flowing, says Redaholics. Eagles Washington football team right in that 19.5, 20.5 range based on the live line. It looks like Dan put it up here. The Eagles are favored by 6, total 20.5. Garrett Gilbert doesn't stink. Jalen Hurts kind of stinks at times. He's 11 for 14, but anyone who watches the game probably realizes that it's a whole lot of Dallas Goedert and not as much Jalen Hurts. He bailed him out on a bad ball. He threw over the top of the safety coming in to help. He shouldn't have thrown that ball. He's lucky that wasn't intercepted. That's intercepted like 30% of the time, I feel like. And the other, another 65% of the time it's knocked down. He was very lucky to have that completed for a long pass. Goedert's caught a couple. He's almost got 100 yards already. Hurts has been nice when the pocket breaks down, though. He's scampered a couple times, 4 for 17 and his tutty. But yeah, Garrett Gilbert, not bad. 9 for 13, 105. He's not being asked to do a ton. But really,
the drop prices, we are way off what a drop price is.
What would drop price be? See, I said 3-1 to start.
365 had 9.5 for the first half draw. William Hill had 11.0 for the first half draw. Your best price available was GGBet had 12.42. Oh, excuse me. Unibet had 12.5 for the first half draw in the Rams Seahawks game. Unibet had 12.0 for the first half draw in the Eagles football team. So do the math there, and you have yourself a nifty little 150-1. Yeah, how about that?
We sold that short. Jesus,
I know, right? Jeez, 24-1. We were only going to give you 24-1.
Yeah, we were stingy about that shit.
I'm surprised. Is the first half draw market busted in these European books? Should we be getting involved in this? Because those odds don't sound right.
We were walking down the street about to break down the Eagles game, and we saw an alley that said betting NFL halftime draws.
1x2x three-way market.
We're betting three-way market. It's soccer wagers, but otherwise, Gibson went to the tent. He ended up popping back out. He's been less than effective against this front and just what they've thrown out there for an offensive game plan. Terry's got a couple catches, including the long one. Have there been any turnovers? Yes, Hurts lost that fumble.
Hurts twice.
And then Hurts with the interception.
The kick flip pick, and the fumble. And honestly, I would only really blame him for the fumble. I thought the pass should have been caught by Goddard.
Yeah, the fumble was rough.
Goddard.
Yeah, as much as nice things I said about Goddard, he was kind of responsible for that. So losing the turnover battle 2-0. being penalized 3-1, being slightly better on third down, 7.5 yards per play for the Eagles, and they're tied. We're just looking Eagles second half or second half over.
Well, I mean, second half over.
This Captain Jack says this about the draws.
No idea what that could refer to. We'll never get to the bottom of that.
If anyone has a GG bet account, it's fucking Jack.
Chance.cz had some interesting lines too. If you
Goddard.
Chance.cz account.
Yeah, he's from South Dakota. It's Goddard.
Okay, let's play the over. 20.5 is low. That's really low. This is not going to be a KG field position type of deal, I wouldn't guess. And neither of these defenses can sustain, as far as I could tell you. To this point in the game, we've gotten, without looking, who's winning the yardage battle?
In what game?
In the Eagles football team game.
Well, I mean, I just said Philly had 7.5 yards per play, unless they're getting out-snapped by a bunch.
They are out-snapping Washington 35-26.
Holy shit, I just saw it, 261 to 129.
Yeah.
We might want to just look at Philly here too, but I like the over. I think Philly gets 17 themselves.
Okay. I can get on board with that. Let's get it. 17 for Philly themselves. They get to 27 points in this game. We just need a touchdown from Washington at that point. And in fact, if you made me say, what is the score of the second half going to be?
Oh, I'd like to hear this.
7-17. That sounds about right to me, honestly. More worried about Washington scoring points than Philly, obviously. But that's reflected in the second half market.
Garrett Gilbert, garbage time. He didn't play any garbage. You know what? He didn't play any garbage time in the AAF. You know why? The Apollos were a goddamn truck.
He only knows one fourth quarter play.
Yep.
Victory formation
for the Apollos, and the all ball coach smiles from the sidelines. That was a fun team. I'm super sad about that league folding.
Did you get some Pistons Knicks tonight?
I didn't bet any
37-48 at halftime there.
I forgot to even bet Noops' stuff.
That one's gonna struggle to tickle 180.
Nukes took the Pistons and the points, and then the Blazers team total under. Blazers are, I don't know, they look okay. I guess 21 in the first.
21 points in the first quarter. That's not great.
The Knicks need to come back to earth a little.
Why?
I just don't like to see the Knicks win. I don't like New York have nice things.
I laid it with the Knickerbockers tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Head to head with Alex Christensen.
Yeah, that happens from time to time. We have very different processes in the NBA, which is good to always talk to and listen to somebody who has a very different process.
Watch. I don't know what book did this to you, Sam. Be careful for that stuff.
In which game? In this Eagles game? Hopefully it's not. What's the UTSA score? Maybe it means UTSA.
It has to be
because that one's 14-14. That one looks like it will definitely go over 40.5. This Eagles game is going to be a struggle to get over 40.5, but I think they get it.
Doing it's not it right. -200. Everybody in the body will be doing it right.
Ooh, that's a good Daft Punk deep cut there.
That was just a good album.
It was a great album, but that was a deep cut. I don't think that one really ever made airplay.
No, but I downloaded the whole album. That was just a sick album. The one with Panda Bear. One half overtime. We're kind of in overtime. Yeah, sort of, kind of in overtime.
The Panda Bear, the most famous featured artist on that album by a lot.
I know, but I liked it better. All the other stuff was just on the radio so much. Like, I get it, guys. You're gonna get lucky. I haven't heard that song in a long time. Boy, what a year for Pharrell.
It holds up. It's a good one.
He was in that and Blurred Lines like at the same time.
Without looking, when was that album released? I remember.
Oh, it was like 12?
I remember where I was. May of 13.
Good 13? Okay. I was off.
They recorded it 08 to 2012. Get Lucky was released April of 2013.
Yeah, that
Doing
was
It Right actually was released on the radio September 2013, although I don't think it got a ton of play.
Doing It Right, everybody. See, and I listened to a bit of a college station, indie station sometimes, so they played deeper cuts off shit like that. So I probably heard it on the radio. You know what song? Speaking of that, you know what song I heard the other day on the old shuffle from the. You ever listen to Supergrass? It's like a kind of a Brit punk. I'll have to.
I probably have, but it's not off the top of my head.
Can't you hear it
pumping
on the stereo?
How many of the other featured artists do you think you could name from random access memory? Out of curiosity.
Oh, probably just Tim and Pharrell. I don't think I could think of the other ones. That album's almost 10 years old.
It is, yeah. Julian Casablancas
from
The Strokes was on there.
Rob Thomas did the song with it was called Smooth. Remember that album? That whole album was the same thing.
Santana.
Yeah, they ripped off the Santana thing. They just let's bring in a bunch of people.
Yeah. It was smart.
Played by
Nile Rodgers was featured. Giorgio Moroder.
Oh, there you go.
That was a weird one to put third on the order track listing. Anyway,
I digress.
Oh, we are in overtime.
Yeah, we are in overtime.
Seattle's at the Rams 12.
You know what's
fun? How do we get into the red zone already?
We have not, because we're under 10 minutes, Drew. We've been in overtime for a bit. You were just yapping on. We have not settled first touchdown scorer in this game yet. Oh, I love Pavement. I was singing that today about the line about the second drummer drowned.
We didn't make a secret pod play. I realized that right after we cut around. After we cut the pod, I realized we forgot.
DJ Dallas up the middle.
DJ Dallas?
Oh my God! This is. Did we predict this? A touchdown right away, and then we're gonna have to sit, and never see score
again. Yeah. Oh, why did we change? Why didn't we just add that to the banners instead of flipping banners? We blew it.
Yeah.
We should have just added it to the banner.
Riddle me this, says Redaholics. How is Joey Ballard? How is
Nick Bosa? ACL recovering Nick Bosa.
Nick Bosa. I almost went with the wrong Bosa. It's like going with the wrong Krasenstein twin. How is Nick Bosa? That was a callback. Jesus. Those guys aren't on Twitter anymore. How is Nick Bosa your comeback player of the year after week 15? Oh.
This has been a hot topic. Did you see this bubbled up like 8 different places?
Yeah.
A bunch of people, all like the zeitgeist of NFL awards betting, all woke up on Monday morning and they were like, I'm going to make a case for Nick Bosa today for comeback player of the year. And you know what? I think it was fair to make that decision because what has Dak Prescott really done to earn it? It was his award to lose after his week 1 performance against the Buccaneers, and he's been sputtering. Right now, I think he's middling among all quarterback performances. You can say the same about Joe Burrow. Both of those guys look like they are being, to a degree, aided by the people around them, much more so than their singular performances, which is that's a tough way to get an individual award in a team sport.
Dallas is a defensive team now, guys.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with their opponents or the turnover luck or the health of that team. They're just good defense, just period.
Andy's background is a DJ booth. This is DB. DB knows all about this.
Yeah, without a doubt.
He's been in the DJ booth a time or two.
He knows all about the DJ booth. That's a recording studio. He's in a recording
He's
studio.
making the reference to DJ Dallas scoring, like I was giving you some sort of subliminal hint.
The DJ Dallas is a great football name. Great football name.
Kind of
glad he did something positive, because to that point in the game, his most memorable play was getting smushed in the backfield by Aaron Donald. Real quick, the Nick Bosa. If you can still get Nick Bosa at 10-1 for comeback player of the year, by all means get it. It's not too late. That's a very favorable price. There's no way that there is more than an 80% probability that Dak gets it over Bosa at this point. Let me just say this: Dak is really, really, really well loved among the voters. So just keep that in the back of your mind. This is a long shot. Like, people are still going to be like, God, maybe he didn't look so great, but I love Dak. I'm just going to vote for him. Like, that's a thing for sure with a lot of these people.
Go look at the Barry Bonds voting.
Yeah,
people. Yeah, these are human beings.
Yeah, and honestly, and Dak Prescott, he could be Walter Payton Man of the Year. He's constantly like locker room, most favorite player in the locker room in Dallas. Blah 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 blah. So he's really well loved. He may still get the award, even though he doesn't deserve it. Nick Bosa definitely deserves consideration. My question for you is: did you agree? I mean, we're not seeing much out of Aaron Donald in this game that would suggest he deserves super consideration. I mean, he's been disruptive. He has the one major tackle for a loss. He's collapsed the pocket a handful of times, but he's not showing up on the stat sheet as much as you would need to if he's going to catch TJ Watt. Is this now TJ Watt's award to lose, Defensive Player of the Year?
I don't know. He's injured
after all the jokes we've made on this guy's expense because he's so soft sometimes.
What if he's just he goes out there and gets injured again? Like, who's your next option?
I think it comes back down to Miles
Robert Quinn.
No, Micah Parsons still has a realistic case, even though fair. he's surely the defensive rookie of the year, and there will be people who are like, my vote for defensive player of the year is not about stats. It's tough to measure defensive performance. I'm voting for the best defensive player in the league, and they're not going to let themselves buy into the idea that Parsons as a rookie is the best defensive player in the league, right? So I think Parsons. I think the Parsons price is a little bit overstated if he's in the discussion or if he's the favorite. Does that make sense?
And I still think Quinn is in this. If he just keeps getting sacks on a shit team, the counting stats are there, I guess. I don't know. Either way, the Eagles are at the 1.
I hope they don't kick a field goal again.
That's the problem. They will.
Like, they will. They'll do it.
3 shots. Yeah,
they'll do it. They'll do it. They'll fucking do it.
Which sucks because then you still need 3 scores to hit this 21.
Oh, did Hurts throw a pick? Please tell me he did not. That would be a shame.
Uh-oh. Hopefully it's just a bad throw. Oh, it's just a bad throw.
Oh, phew. I mean, for Christ's sakes, if Hurts can't get in a 1 yard on the ground, like, what are we doing here, folks?
Earlier in the drive, there was a bit of a mesh play, whatever RPO thing, where fucking everybody bid on the run inside, and he took off nicely outside.
Miles Sanders had a 27-yard run. Dallas Goedert had a 20-yard reception. Sanders
with another one.
There he goes.
2 rushing touchdowns now.
There he goes.
Oh my God, everything's coming up. Hurtsy. Is there a more underappreciated player than Bobby Wagner? Bobby Wagner's been great for years.
No, there's not.
And
he's good.
I mean, he's a holdover from like the teams that were very good on that defense. And
yes,
it's tough watching him play without a nice, however you want to say it, assisting cast.
I gotta tell you, Andy, I like the start for these second half plays.
I as well.
I like the start here. I like how we're starting. Not going to get too excited. Still a lot of game left.
A lot of football to be played.
But I do enjoy the way that these games started. All right, let's wrap it up. We've been at it for almost 30. Darius Leonard is not going to get some consideration.
He's not getting
his play.
You have to have
play has slipped. To be honest with you, I think it has.
And it's a team. He's been dealing with team defense. He's not flashing as much.
Right. And you take a giant step back. New England probably still considered by many to have the best defense in the NFL, even though it's entirely reflective of their easy schedule. Judon probably gets some consideration if nobody wants to vote. But Watt's a big enough name. He's basically, if Watt, Donald, or Garrett broadly lead the statistical categories, they're all viewed as the best defensive player in football. They're going to get the award. Anyone else has to something has to happen. Like they have to really pop in some statistical category, or it has to, goes to the best defensive player on the team that's deserved, that's deemed to be the best defense, which this year we just don't have.
Man, Seattle only needing a field goal feels so good because they love kicking field goals. Hurtsy. Nice job by Hurtsy getting that one in.
What's the story on this Rams drive? It is 1st and 10. Sonny Michel just got converted the first down, right? Oh, no. It's, excuse me.
3rd and 1.
3rd and 1.
3rd and 1. This is a big
What do you think of Stafford's quality of play today?
It's been fine, but it's been pedestrian for a guy who was pretty highly touted as this guy should and will win the MVP. Boy, all season long. Like I almost want to just say moratorium on award talk next year. It's exhausting, like doing this all year.
Mm-hmm.
Like when it's just, Kyler Murray's won it for sure. It's probably Stafford's. Brady won it last week, and then every 2 weeks, like man, there's a running back all of a sudden. There's I almost said Travis Henry, dude. that's a you thing.
Yeah,
that's for sure. I'm not gonna smoke anything this week. I'll just be busy making a beef Wellington. Wife couldn't find shallots today, so big.
Are you gonna do the traditional chicken liver and mushroom mix?
It's gonna be just shallots and mushrooms.
Just shallots and mushrooms. You're skipping the pate. Pepper. You're skipping the pate.
Yeah, I feel weird feeding the kids pate. They shouldn't eat cruel food until they're older.
That's a good point about the cruelty. That's a great point.
I love veal is one of my favorite. I love veal. I love foie gras. You can taste the cruelty. It adds to the richness and the flavor. But no, probably just a bunch of mushrooms and shallots and maybe some. Here's the word: duel.
Duel.
Food snob frog would be able to say it better than me, but duel.
Let's answer real quick Forrest's question here. Xmas dinner suggestion for a wife that won't eat beef.
It's funny that Hy-Vee came up earlier.
Vegetarian lasagna. Lasagna is a great Christmas dinner. He
didn't say she won't eat meat. He says beef.
Oh, beef.
Maybe she just doesn't like red meat. So for many years we've done this, and it's just getting replaced because the kids are just a pain in the ass with this. But the local Hy-Vee would fly in a really big shipment of king crab legs. And then put them on sale. I'm like you don't have them all year. I don't know what the price is normally. You could tell me it's a hell of a deal and be charging me for whatever. But king crab legs, that's a good one. And they're so easy, even if they're frozen. If you have a big roaster pan, you put like a half inch of water in there, put it in the oven for like 20 minutes. Just steam them up, and they're hot, and you can leave them in that roaster pan. They stay warm while you're eating.
Du shell. All right,
Christmas
let's wrap.
Goose Dan says.
I got another call. Oh, fuck. I got another call coming up at 6. I got to go.
All
right, man. Enjoy the rest of the game. Good luck to you and yours. Merry Christmas. We won't talk to you again until Thursday.
Empty sidewalks.
We're going to do a Thursday streamer?
Yeah, why not? I'm not
open to it. Man, Cooper Kupp is just a fantasy fucking dynamo. Unstoppable fantasy football.
The Seahawks are tied. They're going to be forced to score here.
I hate to see it.